going to be reacting to the best players who are not on PC, specifically those who are on Nintendo Switch, seeing if you really need a PC to be good on Fortnite. The player we have right here is actually called Kurosiro. So we can see that when he's freebuilding flawlessly and super smoothly. For a Nintendo Switch player, 30 FPS especially, this is nearly impossible. But obviously, I don't really know how, but the Japanese players always find a way to do stuff that is basically impossible. He's just doing some of the most difficult freebuilding that I doubt many PC players could even do. I'm assuming he has to be playing motion because I don't see a stick player doing this at all. It's just not realistic to be this good on 30 FPS. And it's just so complicated, freebuilding, editing, all of this, all in one, all on 30 FPS as well. And he just doesn't make a mistake when he's doing these simple jumps and simple edits. Genuinely, probably the best freebuild I've ever seen on Nintendo Switch. Before we react to the next player, please hit the subscribe button since we're trying to get 10k before the end of summer and it would really help out. The next person we're reacting to is another Japanese Switch player. His username is S_2IQ, so I have no clue what that means. All that I do know is that he says he's the best editor on Switch, and for a Japanese player, that's quite the claim. Okay, so we can see this guy's mechanics, as usual, for a Japanese player, is just absolutely crazy. And just in general, I don't know, surely the build should be breaking at this point. And I'm assuming, again, he plays motion because, one, whose mechanics are this good on Switch and are not on motion? And to be fair, probably the best Switch clip I've seen in a long, long time. If we just look back, look how smooth this final bit was, where he double edits down and then just does tons of edits. I've also just found the guy's hand cam, so I'm really interested to see how high his senses, maybe his hands moving all the way across the screen. Okay, so this is the hand cam, and his editing, he seems to edit with A, which I think he does that as well. And editing wise, he's pretty fast, but is he really playing motion? Because he doesn't look like he's moving the controller at all, but it seems he is. I'm guessing he plays on a really, really high sensitivity though. But geez, the single tile edits, they should be disappearing. It should be crumbled on the floor already. I don't know how he's still floating, to be fair. Whoa, this guy's mechanics, he is on the highest sense I've ever seen as well. He is barely moving the Switch controller and he is going miles. Oh my, and the way he plays really shaky, but I actually kind of like that play style for him. And in general, what an edit. In general, he's just a good player, and he gets the kills, and he gets all that damage. He's definitely one of the fastest Japanese Switch players I've actually ever seen. Just to let you know, all of the players that I'm reacting to are going to be in the description in case you want to check them out in the future. Those Japanese motion players were absolutely crazy, but here's a non-motion player that I actually reckon could hold up against them in a fight. So this is the big cozy, and I'm going to say this guy quit for about a year. Maybe not even a year, maybe 6-something months. And when he came back, these are the first clips he got, and I'm going to say, freebuilding wise, non-motion on stick, absolutely crazy. He uses this controller, which is the same controller I use now, and in general, this guy's freebuilding clips in general. If you didn't see the montage that I uploaded ages ago, he was actually in it. And some of the clips that he gave, and some of the clips he's got in this montage are absolutely crazy. Freebuilding wise as well, flawless, he hasn't made a single mistake. And in general, just the movement that he has on non-motion, he's probably the best non-motion player out there. I'm going to say it. That's all I'm going to say. He does go through his settings, but I don't really want to show that to you, so if you guys do want to check it out, obviously link in the description. Posey just goes an absolutely crazy non-motion montage, but I'm going to say this player right here, Reigns, could be competing with him in the future. He literally quit and hasn't played since last year, February, but in the last week he's played and actually got some clips, and I want to react to it with you guys. But it does say return of the best Switch player, and back in the day, this guy did used to be crazy. And he did get a proper editor for this, which is actually really nice. And we can see, also, one of the effects are really nice, and in general, the plays he's making is good. And look, that was on me, but we don't talk about that. In general, he's getting these clips within maybe 5 days or so, so I've got to respect him for that. And in general, he's been improving so much in the last 2-3 days. He's actually gotten so much better. He also does 1v1 a lot of you guys. If you guys actually do want to 1v1 him, then give it a shot at least. But have a warning, he may just put you in the Taj like many of the people in this montage. And the effects that his editors put in, he's been blessed. Also, he was actually in the montage that I posted some while back, which I think may just be the best Switch montage. No ego, none of that. This guy, he's crazy. And do you know what else he features? He features his settings as well. So if you guys do want to see his settings, go ahead and check them out. This right is Pelos, another insane 30 FPS player, and his title, I don't need a PC, so let's really see if this is true. Firstly, I want to say Pelos used to be playing on around about 100 ping, and look, in general, his mechanics are absolutely crazy, and I'm going to say this, I think he's non-motion, and in general, non-motion players shouldn't be editing that fast, and his aim His aims and edits in general, they match so well, and in general, he's so skilled on Nintendo Switch, it's actually crazy. And just piece control, movement from him is good, and I think he's got some of the fastest edit downs in the game, and edits for NonMotion at least. Just watching this is so satisfying, knowing that he's on NonMotion and knowing that he's been training this for so long. Pelos is definitely one of the most mechanically blessed players, but this is Canasa, an absolutely crazy fast editor on Nintendo Switch, and he says this is one of the best clips on Nintendo Switch. So firstly, obviously we know Japanese Switch players, the fastest editors you will ever see on Nintendo Switch, 30 FPS as well, demonic. I don't understand how this happens, and if you compare him to someone like Rubik's, you can almost see this guy is faster than him. And obviously, you know what, that was a really nice clip, you've got to give it to him. This is another fast editing clip from him, and in general, look at this. He's doing so many edits, you can't count them. And in general, you know what? He's fast. Is this going to be good in Arena? No, but even so, it just looks so impressive. All them players will go to, but were they as good as the montage in the middle of the screen? You tell me. Like and subscribe, and have a good one, lads. Peace.